The career of Alejandro Garnacho is one of the most puzzling stories in modern football. On one hand, he looks like a future superstar, fast, fearless, full of flair. He was even once called the face of a new era at Manchester United. But on the other hand, he often looks like a player who hasn't fully arrived, inconsistent, high ego, and decisions that frequently harm his own team. From academy star to hero, then slowly pushed aside until eventually being sold to Chelsea. The question now is no longer how big is Garnacho's potential, but rather, is he actually good enough to become an elite player, or have we all just been blinded by the hype? Here are harsh truths that explain why Garnacho's career is heading in a worrying direction. From Wonderkid to false hope? Garnacho's journey began at Atletico Madrid's academy. From a young age, he stood out thanks to his pace, bravery in one-on-one duels, and confident playing style. In 2020, at just 16 years old, Manchester United signed him for a relatively small fee, but the expectations were massive. He arrived with dreams of following in the footsteps of his idol, Cristiano Ronaldo, and everything moved quickly, too quickly. Because in modern football, when a young player shows even a glimpse of brilliance, the hype explodes instantly. And that's exactly what happened to Garnacho. He wasn't fully developed, yet he was already treated like a future superstar. The problem? Not every player is ready to handle that level of pressure. And this is where the issues began. A peak that came too early. Garnacho truly exploded when he led Manchester United to win the 2022 FA Youth Cup. He scored twice in the final, became the main star, and immediately caught the attention of the senior team. His senior debut came in 2022. Then, in the 2023-2024 season, everything felt perfect. He became a starter, productive, and scored one of the most iconic goals, a bicycle kick against Everton that won him the Puskás Award. He even scored in the FA Cup final against Manchester City. Statistically, he was involved in 21 goals across all competitions. For a young player, that's incredible. But this is exactly where the problem lies, because when a player reaches the peak too early, public expectations skyrocket, and the moment performance dips even slightly, he is immediately seen as a failure. Garnacho doesn't just have to develop, he has to develop while carrying unrealistic expectations. Decision-making that hurts the game. This is the biggest criticism of Garnacho. Not his skill, not his speed, but his decision-making on the pitch. He often suffers from what's called tunnel vision, meaning he becomes overly focused on one goal, scoring by himself. The problem? Football is not an individual sport. There are many moments where Garnacho chooses to dribble into a crowd of defenders when a teammate is clearly open. He often takes low-percentage shots when there are much better passing options. The result? Attacks break down, momentum is lost, and the team suffers. Analysts even say he might beat a defender 10 times, but also lose the ball 10 times. This isn't about bravery, it's about efficiency. And at the elite level, decisions like these cannot be tolerated continuously. Sold by Manchester United. The 2024-2025 season became a turning point. The arrival of Ruben Amorim changed everything. A new system that didn't suit Garnacho. But it wasn't just about tactics. There were reports of discipline issues, tensions with the coach, and even a strained relationship with the fans. At one point, Garnacho even refused to celebrate a goal. That wasn't just a small gesture, it was a sign that something was wrong. Eventually, in 2025, Manchester United sold him to Chelsea for around £40 million, a surprising decision because clubs don't usually let go of talented young players so easily. What does that mean? Garnacho's problems weren't just on the pitch, but also off it, and that's far more dangerous for his long-term career. Chelsea, a second chance, or the beginning of failure? At Chelsea, Garnacho got a fresh start. Coach Enzo Maresca initially gave him significant trust. He played in important matches, was given a key role, and at times looked promising. But slowly, old patterns returned. Inconsistency, poor decisions, and unstable contributions. He now has to compete with players like Pedro Neto and Estevan, and gradually his position is being pushed aside. Now, Garnacho is more of a rotation player, no longer the main star. And at a club like Chelsea, patience is very limited. If he doesn't improve soon, he could go from a wonderkid to just an average player. Alejandro Garnacho is proof that talent alone is not enough. He has everything needed to become a star: skill, speed, bravery, and charisma. But elite-level football demands more than that. It requires intelligence, consistency, maturity. Right now, Garnacho stands between two worlds, between becoming a superstar or becoming a player who failed to meet expectations, and time keeps ticking. If he doesn't improve his decision-making, attitude, and consistency, his career may end at the level of almost great, not truly great. What do you think? Does Garnacho still have a future as a world-class player, or has he already proven to be just overhyped? Write your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more sharp football analysis.